let's get to the police headquarters. Like I said, we have acting Public Affairs Director General, Superintendent Sheila Abayie-Buckman, who is joining us for a quick conversation at the moment, where I understand that he's the Director General for Police Public Affairs. Thank you very much, ma'am, for joining us. We do have a bit of delay here, so I'll just go ahead with the question. I know Adenta pretty well. I've lived in Adenta, close to the estate, close to the flat, and it's very close to the police station. But here is the very place that we're reporting on robbery cases where people don't feel safe. The question I have for you this afternoon, and I'm sure for most of my viewers, is: are we safe? To what extent will the police service say we are safe?
Hello?
If you could hear me, ma'am, I will just repeat the question. I'm saying that we just played a story from Adenta, and it's from the Adenta flats. It's about people, someone has just been shot, a 38-year-old guy who was shot by armed robbers, or people suspected to be armed robbers. He was killed. Now, we've spoken to some of the residents who live in this flat who say it is dark, they fear for their lives, and they're hoping that security will be stepped up. And I'm saying that I know this area pretty well, and I know it's very close to a police station. So if an area that's this close to a police station is suffering this, to what extent will you say we're safe in this country in the hands of the police?
Gifty, I can hear bits of the conversation, but if I can repeat what I think I heard, you're asking about security situation in Adenta, I believe, or in the whole of this country. Basically, what I want to say is that police place great value on the lives of our people. So whether it's the loss of life or injury occasioned to any person within the country, we place a lot of value on it. And with much the same effort, we also carry out our mandate to ensure that these crimes do not occur at all. And even when they do occur, in the isolated cases you have mentioned, then we employ all the resources we can to investigate so that we can find all the perpetrators and prosecute them.
Speaking of which, I'd just like to find out, at some point in this country,
Hello?
there was the visibility police. Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, I can hear you.
Right. At a point, there was the visibility police, and every few meters you walked, you come across a police vehicle or police officer stationed in a police vehicle. Is that still ongoing?
Yes, we still have visibility police, but we have re-strategized. Depending on the intelligence we pick, we strategize. Now, there are also several police officers who are in plain clothes in town. So we are still adopting whatever strategy is necessary for police to be able to carry out our work effectively. You may not see scores of police officers as you probably saw when we were rolling out the visibility police, but there are still plans to re-strategize as we observe and pick up information about the movement of criminals.
So, if I may ask, what has been the police services assessment of the work or the role of the visibility police, the re-strategized visibility police? Is it working?
No, so when you say visibility police, you are talking about police officers that you used to see at intersections. But if you have noticed, we have increased our patrols lately. We have even added motorbike patrols where we have armed officers. So we are not only standing at fixed beats, but we are also moving in vehicles, on foot, and then on motorbikes and bicycles, depending on what is appropriate for which community. So our assessment shows that community policing is a concept that we are employing as part of policing, and we keep improving on it. So you may not see scores of police officers at intersections at all places and at all times, but we are moving within the communities. We are moving not only on foot, but also in vehicles and the necessary means of transport to ensure safety and to arrest criminals. What I would assure the public to do is to continue to give us information, because we follow every lead of information that we get from the public. And we follow every lead of information that we get from the media too. I mean, multimedia in particular, you continue to give us information, which we follow, and then have even been successful in a lot of cases. So we will encourage the public that we would like to record every incident of crime. So when these crimes also happen, they should make the effort to report to us. Walk to the nearest police station and report the incident. If it is in such a situation where you cannot walk to the police station, call our hotline. 18555 is a police operational number. So with or without unified numbers, you can always reach police on 18555. But right now, the 191 is also ruling. If it is a case where you cannot reach the police by walking to a police station, or you cannot reach your police, your local police, on the phones provided by the local police, please call the police emergency numbers and let us respond rapidly so that together we can live in safety without fear.
Speaking of which, there was also Operation Calm Lives. Is there any updates you can give us on Operation Calm Lives? It actually came into being when we saw the broad
Operation Calm Life is still ongoing across the country, and this one we're doing jointly with the military in particular. So when we do it across, across the country and at all times, particularly in the night time. You see, we have mapped out the country into sections that make it easy to identify which areas we must pay particular attention to, which areas we must lay surveillance and all. So Operation Calm Life is still in force.
I just have a question from someone here who has just sent us a WhatsApp message. I'll just read it out to you. It says, security in Ghana is now not the best at all. The people who are killed, no one finds the killers. So how can we be safe since those committing the crime are never caught? And it's coming from Fiam in Abo.
Okay, Gifty, I am sure, like I said, multimedia, you would help us to carry the information about the successes of prosecutions we do across the country. We would wish that there would be no record of crime at all as a Ghana Police Service. But we shouldn't, at any point in time, create the impression that the isolated cases of crime which we are investigating and which we make every effort to bring to conclusion generate into general fear of crime. So let us continue to do what we're doing. You do yours by broadcasting the cases that are successfully prosecuted, and then let us assuage the fear of people. One thing I would want the public to take care of, there is so much fake news in the system, and particularly in the media space, that if they don't take care, they take every information as genuine without checking with the credibility of the source and without getting the facts. Let us be assured that your Ghana Police Service officers are working tirelessly to ensure safety, and several crimes are prevented because of the hard work we are putting in. We need the citizen to do their part by also providing us the information. And we believe that by pointing out these measures to us, we will put in more corrective measures to ensure that even if we record crimes at all, the rate will be minimal.
And I'm very excited that you mentioned the rate of crime. I'd like to find out what information is available to the police or what statistics are there that the police can share with us as far as crime rates is concerned, if it's even just a car. But share with us what statistics there are to give us that assurance that we're working, as you say.
What I can tell you right now is that our record of crime compared to just about the same time last year does not show that we have higher crime rates. But I believe after this interview, I can gather the real facts of figures and give it to you for you to share with your audience.
Right, that would be great. That would be amazing. We'll wait for that information. But before we go, we will let you go, Superintendent Buckman. We know that there's a recent case that occurred in Kumasi where a woman, a nurse, actually rendering services to the community, was killed. We understand that she was allegedly gang raped as well. Is there an update that your colleagues in Kumasi have been sharing with you?
The incident in Kumasi about the nurse that you were talking about, we are following every lead. I am sure you have already told your listeners and viewers that a gentleman has been arrested and has been remanded. There are other people we are questioning, and we are hoping that soon we should be able to find the real perpetrators and bring all of them to book.
Okay, we actually reported, and clear this out for us, we actually reported that some of our sources actually told us 2 people have been arrested. Can you please clear that up for us?
Let me assure you that we are questioning a lot of people. For now, though, what has gone to court for which the person has been remanded is 1 person. Several people, more than 2 people, are being questioned. And if we have to come out with figures and names of suspects, we will do that, we assure you.
Is there any timeline within which the police, because the concern that this texter raised is the fact that usually we don't get the people who commit criminal offenses. Is there any timeline?
For the Ghana Police Service, we wish that as fast as we can investigate cases, that is what should happen. But we are not in a hurry to give timelines so that if we are not able to get the real perpetrators, they are left off the hook. No. So we are working around the clock, and we hope to bring this matter into conclusion by taking whoever is involved, by putting them, placing them before court. So we will not be able to say today or tomorrow, but we are really working hard at it.
And thank you very much. But I do have a final question. Otumfuo said to yesterday, through his bantam, Hene has been speaking about security, stepping up security in Kumasi. Is there a plan that you can share with us?
What we can assure Nananum and all Ghanaians is that we are all partners in this thing. We are all Ghanaians. Because it is our mandate to ensure that everybody is safe, we are even hit hardest when people feel insecure. And so we will do whatever we can as the police organization, as police officers, to ensure the safety of all persons and properties.
Thank you very much, Superintendent Abayie-Buckman. Thank you so much for making time for us. She is the Director General of Police Public Affairs, joining us. Welcome back to the show. Many thanks for staying with us. Like I said, I have a security analyst, Adib Sani, who's joining us via Skype. Some of you have been sending your messages. This one says, please ask the police officer why there are more news sites springing up, but no corresponding police posts. That's a very important question. And thank you for sending that in from Kumasi, Frank. Mr. Sani, I really appreciate your time with us this afternoon. I asked the police officer whether or not they have statistics to share on crime rates. She says that she'll gather her details and send it to us. But is there any of such work or such information available to you that you can share as far as the rate of crime and how it has progressed over the period is concerned?
Indeed, this is general information. According to the police records, crime has been on the ascendancy since 2015. Just recently, last month of 2019, the Bureau of Public Safety also released their quarter report, and it pointed to the fact that there's been over 40% increase in especially serious such as robbery, rape, and murder. So just for statistics is quite straightforward, and it is available online. Everybody have access to it. Indeed, the police reacted to the scourge of crime and the fact that it is decreasing by the day in the country. And if I remember clearly, indicated that it is as a result of the fact that more crime is now reported to police. Hence, the reflection in the data. But I found it unfortunate because
Mr. Sani, I'm having a very terrible time hearing you. I cannot hear you, and I really hope that we'll be able to work it out. Yes, you were saying that crime seems to have been on the ascendancy since 2008 or 2018, if I heard you correctly, and you said that there's 2008, and you said that there is also a 40% increase in crime rate, according to who?
According to the Bureau of Public Safety, in their last quarter of 2019, especially serious crimes such as rape, murder, assault, and this is just I remember the police reacted to figures claiming that this time around a lot more Ghanaians are reporting acts of criminality to the police. Hence, that reflection seen in data. But
Mr. Sadi, we may have to have this conversation another time, especially since we've also run out of time, but we cannot hear the sound. We don't have a smooth connection there. Sincere apologies to our viewers and to you, Mr. Sani, as well. But one more message and then we move on to other stories. This one says, crime in our country is nowhere near decreasing. It is rather increasing. Our police know where these criminals are. He says, in Tamale, where I am, there are forests where the youth sit and smoke hard drugs whilst waiting to operate at night. And the police know of these forests, but don't go to pick up these boys. If we keep waiting for evidence before we pick up people, then I'm sorry, we will always have to be late to pick up people. And you have some hashtags there, but the law allows for people to be tried, not just to be prosecuted without evidence.